here, as you can see, Maria. And those are some of your headlines from here. Back to you.
All right, Cheryl, thanks so much. The Conservative Political Action Conference, or CPAC, kicks off today in Dallas. Some of the speakers include South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, Florida Senator Rick Scott, former acting DNI Rick Grenell, former HUD Secretary Dr. Ben Carson, and, of course, President Trump will also be there. He will speak on Sunday. Joining me right now is American Conservative Union Chairman Matt Schlapp. Matt, it is great to have you this morning. Congrats on another successful conference. You're there at CPAC right now. What can you tell us?
I can tell you that the big state of Texas is happy to see us. It's so nice to be in a part of the country that welcomes these themes of letting individuals run their own lives and getting the government out of most of our problems.
Well, the President Trump penned a new Wall Street Journal op-ed this morning explaining why he launched a $1 trillion lawsuit against big tech, specifically naming the CEOs of Twitter, Google, Facebook as defendants in that lawsuit. The American Conservative Union has joined the president in the lawsuit. Will this be a big talking point? What are you expecting in terms of the conversation at CPAC this week?
Well, yeah, I was with the president in Bedminster when we made this announcement. They asked us to be part of the lawsuit. We're going to have the lead lawyer, John Cole, fly here to CPAC on Saturday night to give us an update. You know, Maria, this is a major class action suit that everyday Americans are free to join. Thousands already have. They can go to our website if they, too, were victims of this cancel culture of the social media companies. There's a little bit of a division with conservatives, Maria, on whether or not we should use government to break these big oligarch companies up, or whether or not, we say, hey, let the free market reign. What the lawsuit intends to do is to say, because these entities have acted in coordination with the Democratic Party, the major Democratic elected officials and regulators have been on Twitter and Facebook asking these platforms to take down President Trump, to take down conservatives. The argument is they're really not private sector companies. They're actually agents of the Democratic Party.
So, in other words, that's the reason that President Trump is able to sue big tech, because I thought that they were protected from all lawsuits. You're saying the fact that you can't look at them as private companies, they're actually agents of government working with the Democrats. That's the opening that President Trump had in terms of launching this lawsuit.
That's exactly right. If you go to Twitter, if you go to Facebook, if you look what major Democrats have been telling these companies to do, it's no coincidence they have done almost every one of those things. These companies could be doing it because they fear the regulations of the Democrats, or simply because they share their politics. But it's impossible for them to argue that they have no coordination with these government officials. They are in coordination with these government officials. And look, the American people are the victims of this great cabal.
Yeah. Well, look, we saw that firsthand with Anthony Fauci and his emails with Mark Zuckerberg, and then they were redacted.
That's right.
By the way, it was pretty much directing Mark Zuckerberg what the narrative Fauci wanted to send. So I get that. Matt, real quick before you go, how important is the subject of 2024? Tell me what you're expecting in terms of who the candidate is for the Republican Party. Will President Trump run again?
Well, we're going to have our straw poll like we do at every CPAC. We'll ask the question on whose people's favorite 2024 contender is. I've talked to President Trump. I kind of thought it was a coin flip as to whether or not he was going to seriously consider running. I would give the odds even higher, more likely that he decides to run. But it's events like this that help him make these decisions. Do the people that make up the conservative movement, which is the most important part of the Republican Party, want him to run again? This is the great conversation. But what matters now is taking back the House and the Senate, and that's what we're all focused on.
All right, that's 2022. Matt will be watching. Thanks very much for being here. Best wishes for your conference. Matt Schlapp joining us this morning in Texas. Thank you, sir. Coming up, the CEO of Atlas Merchant Capital is here. Bob Diamond, along with the CEO of